Wait, you two! Just a moment, please. You're the Traveler in Paimon, right? I thought you two looked familiar. People have been talking all— It's a pleasure to meet you. Do you have a moment? There's something I'd like to discuss with you. My name is Nabil. I'm a Matra in the Academia. You're friends with Sino, right? I've heard him mention you before. Currently, Sino is out investigating a case involving smuggled canned knowledge.
Oh no. Do you think—
Well, to be completely honest, it's pretty hard to imagine anything that could pose a threat to Sino. But since we haven't heard from him, we're starting to suspect that the case might be more complicated. Word has it that you two are brave, smart, and extremely capable adventurers. Do you think you could lend us a hand and—
Alright, since you asked so nicely, we'll help.
Large amounts of canned knowledge from unknown origins have been appearing on the market recently. Sino suspected that there's a secret route being used to move the capsule. According to some research, using large amounts of canned knowledge could lead to some serious consequences. Rumors also have it that some particularly dangerous canned knowledge has made its way into the market. Last we heard from Sino, he was investigating somewhere outside Sumeru.
Sounds like we better go look for him. Sino! There you are! We finally found you!
Ah, it's you two. I knew I sensed a familiar presence, but I'm very busy at the moment. We'll have to chat some other time.
That's right! Nabil asked us to come and check on the situation.
So Nabil told you about this? Divulging my location without authorization. I'll let it slide for now. This isn't the time for that. I see. Well, the situation might be more problematic than you anticipated. I've already questioned several people, but gained very little information. Long story short, I was able to learn of the secret location where the canned knowledge is being sold. You're welcome to accompany me if you're interested.
Whoa, sounds pretty complicated, but having a chance to catch bad guys with Sino, it's like we're a part of the Matra. Alright, sign us up!
Is this all you got?
What difference does it make? If you see something you like...
They've been cracking down on us lately, so we don't have much on hand. If you see something that catches your eye, then now's your chance. There's no telling when we'll...
What does the Academia think they're doing? Alright, I'll take these here. Let me see what else... I don't see any real gems in this batch. It's all pretty ordinary stuff.
150K. Show us the Mora.
Put the Mora down and your hands up.
It's Sino!
Hey, forget the goods! Let's split!
But don't forget the Mora!
Dun dun! Not so fast! You can't escape with Paimon on the...
What is this? He's got backup now? Doesn't everyone say Sino works alone? I don't like the looks of this.
It's over. It's not like we're making a big cut anyway. I'm not
Huh? Did they really just give...
Just like the others I've cut. They're not deep in the circle, just dealers at the bottom of the... All right. I have one question and one question only.
The pickup location is different every time. The boss tells us where it's gonna be and that's it. We don't get a say in it. He sends someone...
And when is the...
I don't know.
He's telling the truth. Honest. Normally, we should have received a shipment 3 days ago, but we didn't get anything. The stock we have right now is from 8 days ago, which is why there isn't much left.
I know exactly why they didn't receive their last batch. 3 days ago is exactly when I started my investigation. I suspect who's ever running this whole thing knew that I was coming. So they cut. When you were trying to escape, you said something about me working alone. Where did you...
Are you kidding? We've known your name since day one in this business. The boss warned us to watch out and even gave us info about you. But here we are.
They already knew all about me and were trying to avoid being detected from... These small fries are the only ones they leave out in the open. And no matter how many we catch, if only we had another lead.
Huh? Oh, you mean someone like Dur...
Do you have a potential suspect?
Whoa!
That's right. I won't turn...
Oh! Sounds like we shouldn't ever let Sino meet Dory.
I see. Anyway, if you manage to learn anything, you can find me at Caravan Rebot. And as for you, I don't ever want to catch you buying canned knowledge again. If you possess any unused knowledge capsules, then you should submit them to the authorities.
Okay, I got it.
Hey! What's with the attitude?
What, you got a problem with that too? Listen, buying canned knowledge, think about it. If the academia is hoarding something as convenient and useful like canned knowledge, then they...
The academia has clearly published the potential dangers of canned knowledge. I don't like having to repeat things. And besides, I'm sure you wouldn't listen anyway. I just hope you understand that your actions are what fuels the smuggling of canned knowledge. If I ever catch you again... All right, Traveler. And...
Ha! You think you can scare me?
Traveler, why don't we go talk to Dory? If Paimon remembers correctly, she's... I see. So that's the latest scoop. Good thing you didn't rat me out. Otherwise, who knows where I'd have to be hiding to avoid attention. No idea. Sorry. I've already cashed out of the canned knowledge business. Huh? You mean you stopped selling it? That's right. With so much canned knowledge flooding the market, it was becoming impossible to fetch decent prices anymore. Besides, it seems that group of smugglers has practically taken over the market. It's a little rule of mine to never fight for a share of someone else's market. If I'm gonna make Mora, it's gonna be the lion's share. Plus, with regulations getting as tight as they are now, I figured I might as well just hang it up. Sounds like we came all this way. Well, not completely. Granted, I don't know who's behind all the smuggling activity, but since you didn't sell me out, I'll let you in on what I do know. After all, those smugglers have really crossed the line, butting their way into the market like that. I hope their luck runs out soon so that I can take over. I mean... Hey! You just want to make more business for yourself. Don't underestimate its value. Think about it. You can... Of course, not everyone needs that kind of knowledge, but in a market as big as Sumeru, then why does the academia prohibit being able to gain complex knowledge and become a scholar with the snap of your fingers? But everything in the world comes at a price, right? Gaining knowledge is a complicated process. But with canned knowledge, first, you'll accept the knowledge as factual without a second thought. And second, excess use of knowledge capsules over an extended time diminishes your ability to think. You'll end up becoming like a library that can only store... Oh, that does sound pretty dangerous. Traveler, you used canned knowledge before. Did you feel any negative effects? Of course, using it sparingly is not an issue, it's just like how medicine can be used to cure diseases, but can also do harm when overused. Anyway, back to the point. There'll be consequences if the sale of canned knowledge by those smugglers, and
And what's worse, you're playing right into their hands by focusing only on the canned knowledge. As far as I know, their real purpose is to distribute information about the Court of Desolation.
The Court of Desolation?
Rumor has it that it's a site of ruins from the age of King Deshret. It's said that with the treasures inside, one can see beyond life and death. But any research of the ruins is strictly banned by the Academia. Word on the street is that there'll be an auction taking place in the desert. They're auctioning rare canned knowledge. Once I heard about the auction, I began to suspect that all the canned knowledge popping up on the market is just a diversion. I'd wager that their real target is the Court of Desolation. Because studying those ruins is not just a simple matter. It requires knowledge. As for the auction, on the other hand, no one can say for sure that they will ever succeed in finding the Court of Desolation.
Sounds to Paimon like we better head to the desert and see the auction.
That's right. And now that I've shared all that valuable info with you, it's time to introduce our limited edition desert travel kit. It comes complete with a map straight to the auction location. As I said, I also have to make preparations before I sell things, right? I've got it. 5?
What? That's super!
No need to worry, little one. Sino's the one heading this investigation, isn't he? I'll be sure to bill all the expenses to him. All you'll need to do is tell him to go to the Merchants Guild and pay the bill once the mission... I'm sure the General Mahamatra of the Academia would never leave any debt unpaid. And I can only imagine the funds he's allocated.
We'd better get going. If Dora keeps that... Sino! We got news for you. What the smugglers are really after is a chance to research the Court of Desolation. They are hosting an auction in the desert to sell canned knowledge about those ruins.
The Court of Desolation. I won't ask how you came by this intel, but is it reliable?
We also heard that the Court of Desolation contains treasures from the time of King Deshret. Is that true?
Partially. It was a secret place built by a dark sect from the age of King Deshret. The ruins do contain treasures, but the place is also rife with unknown danger. According to past research, one must forfeit their life as the price of entering. They are not some ordinary ruins. However, if they are using the canned knowledge as a way to move information and recruit researchers, then I suppose your conclusion does hold some validity. Less in recent years, but there are always those who attempt to do so, both inside. After all, legends claim that whoever obtains the treasures inside can see beyond life and death. Or even, death is often the greatest grievance for many people. That's why some continue to research it, regardless of it being a restricted subject. On top of that, it's hard to track the source of information contained in canned knowledge. Do you know where the auction is taking place? Good. We'll go investigate. But before that, we'll have to get rid of these people tailing us.
Huh? People tail...
That's right. Let's begin to leave town and see what happens. Don't worry.
That's Sino for ya. But we can let...
Hold it right there. Heading to the desert, are we? I would think twice if I...
Huh? Who are...
That doesn't matter. All you need to know is that someone wishes to inform you that it's not too late to turn back. You must be Sino. I've heard a lot about you. You've got quite a reputation. But this time you're in over your head. And as for you two, why bother sticking your noses in trouble that doesn't even concern you?
That's right! We won't just sit back and do...
Ha! Have you really thought it through? You're not just doing this for My employer said that he's willing to compromise as long as you just walk away. He could. On top of that, he's willing to give you a cut of the profit. So you see...
Is that so? Well, I can't think of a reason why I'd accept. I've heard enough.
Sorry. This doesn't You're in over your head, Sino. There will be others coming for you. Let's get out of here!
No need. Even if we apprehend them, I apologize for bringing you into this dangerous mess. You should be careful from now on.
Wait, hold on. There's no way anyone could sleep without closing their eyes.
You'd be surprised. Anyway, just be careful. Mercenaries are never quick to forget. In their lineup, they may even stay hidden in some dark corner for a very long time. Yes. I was carrying out a mission with one of my superiors. My superior was injured while protecting.
Whoa.
He survived with a fractured wrist. His name is Taj Radkani. A very well-respected mod. Anyway, our mission will be dangerous.
Don't worry. Paimon will stay alert. We'll see danger coming a mile away.
Good. Don't worry. And once this is all over...
So hot. If only there was some shade for us to cool off under.
We still have a long way to go, so you'll need to hang in there for a while.
Okay.
Of course, but
Care to share?
Just try to stay focused. Use your will, take one step after another.
Okay. Just look around. It's...
Watch out. Something's...
There is no escape! Motion to compel!
Rest and rebuild. Whew. Well, Paimon really didn't expect this.
Those weren't just normal scorpions, see? There are marked numbers on their pincers. Someone doesn't want us to show up at the auction. We are surrounded by desert as far as the eye can see. If we were killed out here...
This place is super dangerous.
Something's not right. There are no roads in the desert. So how could they... Stay still. Here's the answer. It must have planted this on you.
Huh?
A miniature tracking device made by the Ksharawar. But this device wasn't licensed for mass production.
Whoa! Paimon never knew that kind of thing.
They probably planted it on the Traveler during our fight with the mercenaries earlier. It was a frantic fight. It's only natural you didn't notice.
Well, good thing you were able to find it.
No, let's keep heading to the auction. It would be dangerous to linger here any longer.
Weird. Is this where the auction is? Yeah, not a single...
We didn't waste any time getting here after we defeated those mercenaries. They shouldn't have been, but even so.
Aw, what should we do next?
We searched the area. They couldn't have moved all the knowledge capsules so quickly. There might still be something left for us to find.
All right, let's take a good look.
Did you find anything?
No, nothing in particular.
It's possible there weren't many knowledge capsules containing info about the Court of Desolation, but don't worry. I have another idea. Come back and meet me here after some time has passed. I'm sure something will come up by then. They packed up in a hurry and didn't have time to... Once they think we've left the premises.
Oh, Paimon gets... Okay, we'll start heading away.
Yes. And don't worry. If they did...
Ugh, so tired. We've probably gone far enough now, right? Yay. It's let's go. Maybe... Oh, looks like... So you're the bad guy behind all this, aren't ya? All right, tell Paimon everything you know.
I didn't act immediately when he showed up. Rather, I laid low. He is not the primary instigator, but he is most likely one of the more important deal.
Yes, impressive. You certainly live up to your reputation, Sino.
Huh? Greedy?
Once everyone knew you were coming, all the canned knowledge dealers abandoned their goods and fled at once. Obviously, there wasn't time to... Since all the goods were just left here unsupervised, I thought I'd use the opportunity to come back and take what I could.
You must know who's manufacturing and selling the canned knowledge, correct?
No, I'll talk. But before that, perhaps we could... If we stay here...
All right. Where do you...
How about my home in Aru Village? It should be...
Fine. Let's head out. You can throw away the
Dad, you're back! Oh, we have guests?
This is my daughter, Seeming. She can be a little shy. Why don't you run along now, dear? Dad needs...
Oh, okay.
Everyone knows Sino in our business, but let me ask, who are you two?
Paimon is Paimon.
To be honest, I really didn't expect to see Sino, the lone operator, working with any partners. When I saw the tracker start moving away, I assumed you had decided to just go back empty-handed. But even though you caught me, I'd still urge you to stop while you still can. You should have...
Why is that?
Everything from the manufacturing of canned knowledge to the sales and even splitting the profits. Every step of the process involves dozens, if not hundreds of people. Everyone will try their best to defend this industry that we've worked to build. It will be a long and difficult fight. Even if you manage to win in the end, no one will thank you. If anything, you yourself might even feel...
Everyone has their own reasons for what they do. I don't have to explain.
Here's some tea, Dad. And for the guests, too.
Right. I forgot to offer tea to our guests.
Don't mention it. And I should tell you that our tea tastes kind of bitter, but I put some sugar into...
That's my girl. Do we still have any sugar left? If not, I'll buy some more.
Yes, we do. Okay. I'm gonna go have a rest now.
Didn't you say that everyone's in it for the massive profits? That sure...
Actually, my daughter was born with a chronic disease, so she has a relatively weak heart and lungs. Even slightly strenuous exercise can cause her to faint and prove to be a life-threatening risk. That's why she never really had any friends to play with, and why she locks herself up in her room most of the time. She has to take lot. As for me, I was just an average merchant. I would wake up early and travel all around to make a profit. But the Mora was still nowhere near enough. I could only watch my daughter's health until one day, someone reached out.
Selling canned knowledge.
That's right. With all the Mora I made, I could finally afford medical treatment for my daughter. Nothing made me happier than see. There are many others like me. Smuggling canned knowledge might seem like an unforgivable crime to you, but to us, it's a means of survival. I wanted to tell you all this so that maybe you could understand and change your mind. Please.
Oh no. That means that if we prevent the sale of...
I must get to the truth. I can find someone to help treat your child, but I cannot turn a blind eye to the smuggling.
I somehow knew you would say that. But having your word to help my daughter is enough for me. Since you insist on continuing the investigation, you should have a look around the back of my home. You'll find some goods I received just recently. I think everything will become clear to you once you...
Whoa.
Yes, all neatly packed away and organized in boxes. Small producers couldn't possibly support such a large quantity of goods. Could the academia...
Huh? Look! These seem different from the other...
Yes, that would make sense. Wait, what's this? Yes, It's a Matra seal. And I started to suspect that someone in the academia might be involved when I found the tracker earlier. But how the pieces have now all fallen into place. With this Matra... No wonder they don't want me to investigate. It turns out that a Matra is behind this. Could I ask you for a favor, Traveler? Since all this canned knowledge came from the... If we can enter the repository, we can find out who... But, considering my current status, if I suddenly show up at the... You'll need to be the one who checks the records. I'll write a...
Sure thing!
I'll also keep working here in the meantime. Although, we can get more information on other dealers from Bahari.
Hello, we meet again. Have you managed to find Sino? I read the letter, and must admit that I hadn't expected things to be so serious. Sorry.
It's alright. We wanted to...
I can tell that he really trusts you. The research file's stored away in the restricted repository. Even I don't usually have authorization to enter. But with this letter, that's right. Granted, the academia is very supportive when it comes to research. However, some forms of research have proven to be so dangerous that the Matra have to step in and put a stop to them. Normally after some information may be retained. Follow me, I'll show you.
The restricted repository.
Okay, I understand. Since Sino is vouching for you, I suppose we can trust you. You may browse the information regarding the Court of Desolation, but I'd suggest avoiding any other research files. Sometimes the
So this is the restricted repository. I never thought I'd see the inside of it. This is a first for both you and me.
There are many who do not openly converse with others. Even though he's no longer in the academia, I still trust him. And that goes for any... The files are over there. Just make it quick.
Whoa, there's a lot to read here. Have you found anything yet? Huh, it reminds Paimon of Sino's former partner.
His former partner? That would be Taj Radkani. But you're not far off. Mortada Radkani was Taj's only son.
What? Taj's son went to prison for researching the Court of Desolation?
Why do you sound so surprised? You're a Matra, aren't you?
It's just that they arrested him in secret, so it was never publicly known. All I knew was that Taj's son was taken to prison. It's not just me. I bet even Sino didn't know about it.
No. Unfortunately, there isn't. He took his own life not long after. You've heard about Taj, right? I know Nabil has. I would say he's probably pushing 50 this year, which makes him one of the most experienced Matra. He is a man of integrity and honesty, and has made countless achievements. He used to be Sino's only partner. Taj is also skilled with the polearm, so the two of them used to practice together when they were—
Ah, right. I heard Sino mention that before. I wonder if it had anything to do with—
Taj was already very well known by the time Mortada— So when Mortada came to study at the Academia, then he had an unpleasant dispute with his father. But they were eventually able to work things out. Taj arrested his son and put him behind bars. He begged for leniency, but Taj wouldn't agree. Shortly after, Mortada slit his own throat with the pieces of a broken bowl. By the time Taj arrived at the scene, it was already too late. Since then, Taj has been periodically coming to the repository. He'll hold the files from his son's research with a remorseful look on his face. I guess that's why he chose to move to administrative work.
I had no idea that happened. That must be really hard.
That's awful. Paimon feels terrible now. Are you okay, Traveler?
Wait, don't tell me you're starting to suspect Taj now. Impossible. Taj would never do that. But this is Taj we're talking about. He would never do anything against—
But if you claim that the canned knowledge was originating from the Academia, then Taj is indeed— because he was the only one who could have recently gone through research. There are so many files about those ruins that it would be difficult to restart any research. However, if the files were made into canned knowledge, they could be understood immediately.
But even so—
According to the legends, the treasures inside the Court of Desolation could allow someone to see beyond life and death, or even bring the dead back to life. Though I don't really believe Taj would ever try to do something like that. I'm just telling you what I know. It's the job of the Matra to find the truth and track down criminals. Do you have any questions? If not—
Paimon's kinda confused. What should we do for—
Oh, now that I think about it, Sino suspected that the canned knowledge was coming— There's no way so many— Don't worry, Taj.
Alrighty then, let's go ask her—
Excuse me. Have you seen any large shipments of goods leaving the Academia?
Huh? Why do you ask?
I'm just checking to ensure nothing unusual has happened.
Well, I can't say it's unusual, but I did know there's a Kashar Rawar researcher who's been making frequent shipments recently. Dozen of large boxes each time, if not more. When I asked him about it, he said they just contained a bunch of old worn-out machines. The Kashar Rawar used to often sell scrap machines to traveling merchants, so I didn't really think anything of. But he's been making a lot of shipments lately. There weren't ever so many outdated machines before.
And you didn't find that suspicious? Why?
Well, the boxes were stamped with a Matra seal. Why should I bother? Of course, I did start to wonder about the seal once, thinking that maybe they forged it or something. A man named Taj came here and told me that he'd already inspected the goods personally and ordered me to leave the researcher alone. I couldn't question his word, could I?
Impossible. There must be some sort of mistake. There's no way Taj would ever— No, I won't believe it. Taj is an honorable man. Someone—
Shut up.
Wait, I know another Matra who works with Taj. I can ask him to let us speak with Taj.
As I've already told you, I don't have any way to contact Taj. A few Eremites showed up looking for Taj yesterday, and he met with them in his office. I was standing outside of the door, and I vaguely heard them say, before I realized it, the door opened, and Taj left with the group of them. I noticed that but Taj didn't come to work today, so I've also started to feel a little concerned about the whole thing. If you'd like to speak with him, maybe you can try visiting his home. He lives just on the outskirts.
A group of Eremites?
No way. Taj is just like Sino. They're considered heroes among the Matra. There's no way that he would— Fine. Looks—
Hey, don't let it get to you just yet. We'll get to the bottom of this once and for all.
So, This is Taj's place.
Well, what should we do then? Do we
No. Wait. Well, anyway, we're still not sure if he's the real culprit. Probably not a good idea to go in without permission. Here. What's this?
It's a paper full of names written on it. Oh, and a map. Nabil,
Yes. This is definitely Taj. These are the transactions between Taj and... The whole operation involves more than 300 people, including dozens of celebrities. I have a feeling that Sino might be unaware of what he's up against. There's no way anyone could face such a large organization on their own. You're right. That's just... As for the map, it appears to indicate the location of the Court of Desolation. Let's take it to Sino. If Taj really has turned on his honor and committed these terrible acts, then I suspect that he might I don't want to suspect him, but I also don't know him very well.
all right. We'll give these to Sino and... Well, Sino, what do you make of it?
Taj. From what I remember, he is a straight-laced man. Although he would resort to extreme measures from time to time. He would never do...
So do you think he's the one behind all...
I'm still not sure. I cannot imagine how devastating the incident with Mortada was for him. Nor can I deny the possibility that people can... Whether it's out of love for his son or for other reasons. We have to see for ourselves to judge him. Or rather, the person he's become. That's right. It's clear that he had a hand in this case, yet he made no report of it. There's no doubting. That's also why I need to see him. I must ask his reasoning, and time is ticking.
So this is the Court of Desolation. Are there really any treasures buried here? Oh, Paimon's kind of nervous. Could it be dangerous?
Don't worry. You'll be safe with me.
Don't be scared.
Shine down!
The night is cold.
Incinerate!
Rest and rebuild.
Surrender! Futile!
Look, these walls have definitely seen better days. Was there some sort of fight here? Let's keep going and see what we can find. Shining stars.
There is no escape!
style.
A passage! Hopefully that's our way in. That eye seems to be staring right at us. This place gives Paimon the creeps. You go first. Rest and rebuild! Turret and refuge! Inadmissible evidence! Come on! Stars, shine for me.
There is no escape. Now you shall perish. Ha! Ha! Illusion shattered.
Through me, justice is served. You stand condemned.
Ah, Sino. It's been some time since I've seen you last. I trust you are doing well. Seeing that you've made it all the way here, you must be on the cusp of wrapping up your investigation, I presume. Even faster than I expected. Is it because you have some new partners now?
That's right. This case is nearly closed. But the most important answer still eludes. Was it all your doing? Smuggling the canned knowledge? The research of the Court of
Yes, it was me.
Then explain why.
That's the difficult part. Let's just say I've changed. I've become a selfish coward who only wants to pursue his own.
I find that hard.
Oh, really? Way I see it, every person will end up like me sooner or later. When you're young, you press forward, unattached, living solely for the justice in your heart. But as you begin to age, you start to become more cautious. I was the same. I never questioned my actions until Murtada died. I could feel the justice. I was completely dedicated to all that Murtada was sent to prison by my own hands. I set myself on this painful path. I failed him as a father. But now I have a chance to make it right. A chance to reunite with him. The Court of Desolation. Here lies the...
So, did you already find what...
See this door behind me? I'm so close, Sino. If only you hadn't arrived now...
Enough conjecture. In the end, the treasures you seek...
Since you're so sure, why don't you just let me open the door and see them?
No. I sense danger behind that door. There will be...
I beg you, as an old partner, can you let me... Surely you get it by now. Doing your job without mercy will only drive people away from you. I'm the prime example.
I don't overthink things. If there is only one way for me to defend my principles...
Seems there's no convincing you. All right then. Let's see if your polearm skills have improved at all.
Your strength.
You feel it, don't you? I'm stronger than you remember. I gained new... This is only a taste of it. Once I open the door behind me...
Uh-oh.
I won't let you open that door.
I wouldn't be so sure. I'm afraid it won't be easy to stop me now that you're injured.
I'll do what
I still remember when we first began. Even after all this time, you still haven't changed.
You haven't changed either. You left that list of names and map in your house on... All of this was just part of the act you were putting on. I had my suspicions from the beginning, but I couldn't be sure until we fought. If he really had changed...
Huh?
He never planned on opening the door.
Seems our time is running short. Let me make this quick then. After Mortada died, my spirit was crushed. That is when I was approached by someone who wished to collaborate and find people from every walk of life are involved.
No wonder banning the research wasn't enough. A full-scale operation.
I'm a flesh and blood human like anyone else. I suddenly came to a realization amidst my suffering. The Court of Desolation. A place that, as long as this place exists, people will recklessly seek it out, just as Mortada did. Generation after generation. Regardless of the cost. Let it be buried beneath the sand forever. Once the Court of Desolation is gone, there will no longer be anyone obsessed with seeking it out. That's right. I acted as if I had abandoned my convictions just so... But that wasn't enough. I needed someone I could trust to bring the organization to justice. To add to the problem, the organization is so powerful that they even have members working within the academia.
So, you pretend...
Yes. I'm sorry, but now... Anyway, this place is collapsing.
Wait! Aren't you leaving?
His fate is already sealed. There is no life left inside him. He is like a candle with no more wick to burn. He planned it all from the very beginning, risking being treated as a traitor to collaborate with them.
Regardless, I was always so busy with work that I never... Finding this place was his biggest wish. Since I'll be reuniting with him here, I can only hope he won't have anything more to hold against me. I'll leave all those people on the list to you. Sorry for all the trouble
There's nothing to be sorry for. If you see Mortada, send him my greetings. Goodbye, old friend.
Dad, why are they so strict with me? I'm always the only one who gets in trouble.
Just leave me alone! Don't worry, I won't damage your precious reputation.
All right, Dad. Let's start over. By the way, I finally found an area of research I wish to pursue. Why can't you show even a little leniency? Why?
Because we are Matra.
Court of Desolation has...
Just as Taj said, that place had caused too many disasters, and being buried in quicksand is its rightful end. To them, as long as there's Mora to be made, they will disregard the Academia's rules. Their only goal is to make massive profits off of dangerous research. Taj may have set them back with the Court of Desolation. That's an opportunity that I will not...
We'll help too.
Thank you. But you've just leave the rest to me. I will bring them to justice myself. So, that's what I'm going to do.
We meet again. Thank you so much for all your help.
Nabil, what do you do?
Convicts from the desert are being escorted through Caravan Ribat, so I'm here to keep an eye on things. And this should be the last few days have been quite the ride, but at first, the mercenary groups on the list were putting up quite a fight. They made several desperate attempts to cover up the truth. However, after that, people on the list...
And? Then what?
Well, then we received word that Taj Radkani had sacrificed himself on the case. The news really stirred up the Matra, then moved together against the enemy. We cleared out the traitors from within the Academia and arrested all... Some of them managed to get out of the Academia, but still failed to escape. The scattered criminals were captured by Sino. I even heard that someone was about to escape to Fontaine, but was still apprehended just at the border. Having more than 300 prisoners apprehended for interrogation...
Is Sino alright? He didn't get injured.
He seems fine, but nobody... He brought over 300 suspects to judgment all on his own. Among them were even some of our former colleagues. Not just the criminals are afraid of him. Even we start feeling a little nervous when he's around. But even if we start feeling all self-conscious, thinking if we've done anything wrong, we're still always honored. By the way, are you guys here to see Sino? He was walking with someone I didn't recognize, and then before I knew it, they were nowhere to be seen.
Sure thing, Nabil. You be...
Don't worry about me.
Trying to single-handedly bring 300 people to justice must feel pretty exhilarating.
I'm aware. However, I learned something unexpected during interrogation. Apparently, someone had enticed Murtada Radkani into becoming interested in researching the court of... Murtada had lived in his father's shadow all his life. Naturally, after Murtada died, the organ is toying with others' minds, treating lives...
Fine, I understand. This is a type of trap I've been working on which uses plants. Here, take some... If thrown into the mud, the trap will grow rapidly and disperse...
Sino! Tainari! Oh, so Tainari must be who Nabil saw earlier!
That's right. Sino asked me to collect some medicinal herbs to treat a girl named Simin. I also dropped by just to check for any injuries. He seems to be fine physically, but he looks a little more lonely than I remember. And Sino, relax. You don't always have to look so serious, you know? Why don't you play more Genius Invocation TCG?
How is Kale these days?
She's grown a bit taller, but her grades could use some improvement. She still made many mistakes on her last test, even after I had marked all the important content in the book for her. After some time, I plan on having her go outside more. It just so happens that I have something she can help.
Huh? You mean Kale is leaving a video for it?
I've asked her to host some ad hoc lectures to teach the dangers of canned knowledge, as well as how to use it safely. Although we've apprehended all the criminals behind the recent smuggling case, there are many people who are still curious, so I decided to ask her to work on increasing knowledge and awareness on the topic.
I will.
If anything else happens, the three of you can find me in the Avidya farm.
I've already caught those who were preparing to attack you, and even if some criminals did slip through our fingers, they wouldn't know that you were involved in...
But what?
It's still not time for me to rest yet. Those who died have fulfilled their wishes, but those who are alive must continue. I've been thinking about what Taj said in the Court of Desolation these last few days. His words were not empty. I just hope my own change will come slowly, so that I can that way. Those who see me as just as I gained courage from my own superiors and my partner. I'll be fine. I'm also enjoying my... There are many things I feel better about. Many people want to go to the desert to offer condolences for Taj. But I didn't share details with anyone. One day, I'll gather some flowers that grow in arid desert conditions.